Hi friends, welcome back to the part 12 of this tutorial series. In this part, we will be working on the single product page, wherein we will make sure that when you click on the list of on any of these products, it will show you the details page. Okay, right now if you click on any product, it gives you this blank page. So we will also learn the concept of route resolvers, and we'll first see what happens when you do not implement a route resolver. Okay, so let's begin with it. So first of all, I'm gonna switch to the page, the prod detail page here. Double click it. Let's first quickly write the markup here. So in the toolbar, we don't want to write the prod detail. We want to show nothing. Actually, we want to put a button here. That will be our back button. The default href value set to the root, and in the content we want to first display the slides. Okay, that will contain the images from our product images array. Okay, we'll put an ng for here later, and inside this slide we will have the image tag, and we'll fill the source attribute a bit later. We need to first define the array in our TypeScript file. Let me minimize this. Then we need item divider. It's a line. Okay, and in the slides I'll give it a class of ion padding. These are helper classes which you get out of the box with Ionic. I'll use the grid now. Okay, with a class of ion no padding, and inside this I'll have a row with a class of ion no padding as well. Also inside this I'll have a column class of ion no padding. Okay, because by default the grid, row and column, these have some default padding added to them. Okay, inside the column I will have a card. The card will have a card header with card title in it. Okay, and this will have a h2 product title here. Header, below the header I'll have below the title I will have subtitle. This will be my categories, the list of categories to which it belongs, and for that I'm going to use ion chip element here. So ion chip is a special element. If you go back to the documentation, look for ion chip. These are these small circular or rounded shaped items. Yeah, okay, you can put anything inside those chips, and these are the sample code. Okay, so inside the ion chip will display the category names. So this will again have a for loop. Okay, so below the header will have ion card content. Inside the content I'll use ion label with a paragraph tag to display my what do you call product description, and then I'll use ion text to display the price. Okay, and outside of my content I'll use ion footer. So will be positioned at the bottom of the page. Okay, so inside this I'll have a toolbar, and for toolbar I'll use a label with iron button. This will be labeled as add to cart. Color will be primary. Expand is full. Fill will be solid. Okay. And for the toolbar, I'm gonna give a style tag of padding top, bottom 0 pixels and left, right 10 pixels. Let's see. Save the changes. Go back here. App, and simply click on any of the products here. Okay, this is how it looks. You can change the color from primary to maybe tertiary or anything you want. So these are the chips. Okay, so we will have various categories listed here. Alright, so let's quickly jump to the prod detail.typescript file. Okay, here we need to define the product. This will be a product model. It's a single product. Also I'll use boolean here, show data. Set constructor. I'll use the activated route. I will inject the activated route rather, and we'll later create a service for cart as well. For the time being, let's stick with activated route. And in ng on init. So as of now, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna subscribe to any events. I'll show you what happens when you do not use a route resolver. Okay, product service. So let me sync for time being. Just dot product service dot get single product, and for the IT const IT equals to, let's see, this dot route dot param map or params dot IT. Let's see if this works or not. Save the changes. Dot subscribe. Equals to D or D. Let's say we use IT equals to data. So log IT, save the changes. So we have this IT attribute, okay, data.it 2248, perfect. So now we'll go to product service dot get single product and set this ID and subscribe to the product, and we'll assign this dot product equals to prod. Okay, and in our product detail page, so we know that in the slides here we will loop through the images. So my collect I of product images. So images is an array. So and I'll bind the source attribute with i.src. The alt I'll use i.name or maybe product name. Then slide I'll use the pager attribute. Scroll down, go to the card, and the header product title I'll use product name. For categories I'll again loop through. Let's see of product categories c.name, and this question mark is known as a safe operator, so that if this value is not populated I'll not get any errors in the console. And I'll define a color here, that's the secondary color. For the label and the description I'll use product.description, and I'll only show first 50 characters. Okay. For the pricing I'll use product.price with the currency pipe. I guessed it right, yes. And that should be all. Save the changes, go back. Okay, now okay, line 24. You see, that's a reason of using this safe operator. Here also I should be using the question mark. Now you'll see what happens if you do not use a resolver. You click the product, you are taken to the page, waits for some time, and then it's shown. So basically you're seeing a blank empty page for few seconds. Okay. Let me show you again. Click on this product, blank page for a few seconds, and then the product shows up. So we don't want to give this kind of experience to the end user. Okay, we have so many errors for the categories. Yeah, I missed it. So let's create the resolver quickly, and resolver is just another service. I'll go here, right click, new, schematic, and give it some time. So scroll down. I should have resolver. Even if I don't have that, I can create a service, a regular service. Let's name it product resolver. Skip test true. Okay. So just for your reference, this is the command that you can type in your CLI, ng generate service, the name, then the skip test true. This will give you a new service here, product resolver service. Okay. And the class should implement a special interface known as resolve type of any. Okay. In the constructor, I'll inject the product service. Okay. And also I'll inject the loading controller. Okay, so you see a red squiggly here. That means I need to implement this interface. Then simply click on this bulb and implement all members. Click OK. And I need to import Alt Shift Enter, all these from the Angular router. So in the resolve method, what I will return, first I will fetch the ID from the route object here. It's a type of activated route snapshot, so I'll use route.params.id. okay, then I'll return this.product_service.get single product, pass on this ID, and I'll pipe it to so that I can put in some operators. The operator that I want to use is the tab operator, and I'll make it a sync, and inside the body, what I will do, I'll say if await this.loading controller.get top. So if there is any loading controller still shown when we have reached to the product page or single product page, then I want to dismiss the loading controller. Okay, like this. And if there is not, it will simply continue the process and return the single product. And how to use this? For that, you need to go to the route where you have defined the product prod detail route. So that's under the tab 1 routing module here. So just below the load children, let me hide this. We will have an option for resolve. Okay, you need to import this. I don't know. So type resolve, and it takes an array. I will be using my product resolver service. Okay, like that. Okay, you need to give it a name also. So let's say product, and it's an object, sorry, not an array, it's an object. So give it a name and the resolver service name. Okay, now in your actual TypeScript file, that's your prod detail page.ts, we actually don't want to do it like this. What we'll do, I'm gonna delete this and look at this also. So I'll use this route object, and it has a data attribute. Okay, so this is an observable which gives you a data which will be of type product, that will give us a product. Okay, because this name is what you have defined in the routing section. Okay, you can name it anything you want, and that will be your attribute here. Okay, we'll open the curly braces, and this dot product should be equal to data dot product, and we don't need that ID because we are doing that inside the product service, resolver service, I mean. So we also don't need this product service here anymore. Okay, and here we'll say show data if it's true, and we don't want to do any loading controller here as well. So one thing that we want to do in our tab 1 page, let me go to the ts file, tab1.ts. Here we have this item, right? This is the item that is being displayed. I'll put a click listener here, loading spinner. So this was loading controller. I don't have loading controller, do I? Oh yes, there is. So I'll create a controller here. I'll put a message that says loading details and animated true spinner, maybe let's choose this one, and backdrop Christmas false, show backdrop maybe true. What else? ID, I want to give the ID, CSS class not needed. Okay, that should be it. And this returns a promise. So I'm showing you another way to create the control, the loading controller or the loader. Okay, normally what we do, we store this in a constant and then use that name of the constant dot present. But here I'll use that then method. This will give us an element, and I'll use el dot present. Okay. And this will be stopped by our resolver service whenever it gets the response back. So let's see this in action. So we will refresh it. Okay, it's already reloading. So you click the product, you see this loading details, and as soon as you land on that page, you have the data ready in front of you. Okay, you don't have to see a blank page and keep waiting there. Similarly, if you go to any product here, it will fetch the details from the backend and displays the data in front of you. And these are the categories that you see in the chip format. Okay, so I hope you like this part, and we covered a lot in this. So in the next video, we will work on this sorting and filter functionality one by one, and I hope you like those as well. So like I always say, please do not forget to subscribe, like and share my channel with your friends and colleagues, and stay tuned for more. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.